During uncertain times, what is required is a different type of thinking in order to survive. That thinking is usually unorthodox. It's out the box. It's getting out of your comfort zone. It's a change in your attitude or your belief in yourself. So, in putting together this 10-part video series on how to reassess your business post lockdown, I came across a manifesto by the Rule Breakers Society. And the outcome of this manifesto is to create a disruptive mindset. And I thought that was so beautiful because that's exactly the type of mindset that's needed in the uncertainty that we're in, especially post lockdown. So, what I'm going to do in this video is to share with you these 7 points and then to redirect it as a question so that you can reassess yourself and your business in relation to this manifesto. Point number 1: no company will be the market leader for a long time. Now, that's a very sobering thought. It's also a big reality because when you watch the news, you see companies that have been long standing for years and are filing for bankruptcy or liquidation. So the reflection here is that whatever you have done so far might not be good enough in a time of uncertainty. So change is needed. Point number 2: if I don't cannibalize myself, someone else will do it. What I'm going to ask you to do is to ask you, what is it about yourself, your thoughts, your attitudes, your belief about yourself, the way you do things? What needs to be killed off so that something else can be learned, and that something else will help you become that disruptor? Point number 3: the development of a business model happens through creative destruction and an unknown recombination of business elements. So there's 2 aspects here. What in your business model, your process needs to be changed in order to thrive in a time of uncertainty? In an earlier video, I shared with you a business model that you could take with your teams so that you could have a group discussion to reorganize your strategy. And the second part of this question is, what is those different combinations of product, service, business processes that you could realign in your business so that you could thrive post-lockdown? Point number 4: most rules to be broken are mental rules. They exist only by your own cognition. What this is asking you to do is to assess the rules and conditions and assumptions by which you currently live. And rules usually start with words that say something like, if this happens, then I will, or anyone who will, or only if, or when I. So what you're going to do is to work out those assumptions and rules that you've created for yourself and to establish new rules for yourself. You would find in my video series of establishing individual goals for yourself, I specifically look at rules or conditions that you have created for yourself and how to uncover that and make new rules for yourself. So if you want, go to that video and I'll show you how to do that. Point number 5 in this manifesto: the unspoken rules are the most solid rules. They need to be broken first. And this is an honest conversation that you need to have with your teams. What are those unspoken rules of how things are done in the office, how people work, how you relate to each other? Because as long as it's unspoken and people know it exists, it needs to be broken. And for you to establish new rules of engagement, especially during the time of after lockdown and beyond. Point number 6: I always look at the market from the user's perspective. So what are you doing right now to understand your customer, who you serve, and how you help them? In an earlier video in this business series, I shared a model with you to reassess your customer in terms of what they are going through right now, their pain, their challenge, their need, their issue, and what you can do in order to align your product and service to that need. So if you haven't done that exercise, I'd ask you to go back to that video. And finally, point number 7 in this manifesto: digitization and internet technology will change every business. Whatever you are using right now as online technology, it's here to stay. And what is needed is that reality check as to what needs to happen in your business, what online platforms you're going to be using, what makes sense for your customer, and to integrate that quickly. Also, have a quick conversation with your teams and your customers to see what content can be converted quickly to digital content. How can work be remotely done? Because this is going to be the norm post lockdown. So, this is their Rule Breaker Society. It's their 7-point manifesto to creating a disruptive mindset. And if you want, you can go and read these rules on your own, but this video basically covered everything. What is really needed is an assessment of yourself against 7 rules of whether or not you have a disruptive mindset. I'd ask you to complete this exercise before moving on to the next video, where I'll talk to you about your leadership style in times of uncertainty. I'll talk to you then. Keeper. Bye.